Now, let's discuss what the release is. So, when you begin drawing neurographics, you need to gather all your feelings, emotions, sensations, and beliefs. You need to intensify them and bring them to the surface, stirring up the topic you're working on. And as you start to breathe deeply, just allow all the negative aspects, all your fears within the topic to come to the surface. And when you feel them at the level of your chest and you're ready to release them, take a deep breath and do the release in just 3 seconds. It's ideal if your release is big enough to cover almost the entire space of the sheet. Just draw without thinking. Let it flow naturally. Draw with broad strokes. Don't analyze. Don't feel embarrassed. Just draw it, as if everything that has boiled up inside of you has been intensified in one big lump, and you release it, letting it out. I also recommend that you observe your inner state right after. Just 3 seconds ago, this was inside of you. It suppressed you. It was your fears, doubts, and negative experiences. A huge mix of feelings and emotions related to your topic, and it was all inside you. And now, in this moment, it is already on the sheet. It's no longer inside you. It's outside. Try to pay attention to how you feel about it. Look at the sheet. This is what your fears look like. This is how they are visually represented on the paper. You can already gain insights and a deeper understanding of yourself at this stage of the algorithm. Now, let me show you some common mistakes that people often make when drawing the release. So, oftentimes, when a person has a lot of tension and doubt within the topic that they're working on, or it's their first time doing the release, or maybe they're drawing in a group and they just feel shy around others, well, they might end up drawing the release very small, like this. And it might seem like they did it intensely, just 3 seconds long, but look, the release only covers a small part of the sheet. This is a diagnostic release. It clearly shows that a person has fears and tension within the topic. Or it could indicate that they didn't bring everything to the surface for that specific topic, meaning that they will have to draw on that topic several more times to truly work through it. Another common mistake is when a person extends the release beyond the intended 3 seconds, and they're just not being mindful of the time limit. So it's where they begin to draw and continue on and on and on, resulting in a cluttered sheet with a multitude of elements. This indicates that a logical connection was established with the subconscious process. And sure, there may be situations where it is necessary to do the release for longer than just 3 seconds, but this applies only to specific techniques and using certain algorithms. If you are a beginner, this is not recommended. So the example provided shows a release that's too long, which is considered a mistake, and please keep this in mind. Another common mistake is when people do the release too slowly. For example, if I ask someone to intensify and bring up all the emotions and release them onto the sheet quickly within 3 seconds, and they end up drawing something like this, well, this is also incorrect. Because when we move slowly, our logical hemisphere comes into play. Our consciousness comes into play. The reason for this may be resistance, a person's unwillingness to accept an issue within their topic, or the presence of tension and fears. So, a slow release is also considered a mistake. So, pay attention to things like that. Ideally, in each case, the release is a catharsis. By pouring all your doubts and fears, negative feelings and emotions onto that sheet, you should feel relieved. If you have a feeling of relief, as if you've been cleansed from within, that's a good sign, indicating that you have done the release correctly. Then you can proceed to the next stage, which is rounding off.